Howdy doody Trudy. In today's video, we're going to install the DNA upgrade kit for Studio Series Megatron and Optimus Prime to address some of their shortcomings. But first, I'm going to show you the old 3D printed kit just to show you that there are options out there. Alright, let's start with the fusion cannon. Look at that. That is absolutely incredible. Even though you can see some of the graininess from the 3D print, it is still a very, very impressive piece. But even with that fusion cannon, it still looks like he has oven mitts on, dude. These are hilarious. In addition, it came with this kind of like extendo Morningstar flail. That's just really, really neat. And you can kind of get the chain to disappear just by dipping this kind of inside. I thought that was a really nice touch. And so yeah, these are the two prime components of the upgrade kit. Oh, almost forgot. He also came with this additional neck for his old fusion cannon that you could equip to the side of the turret in alt mode. And I can show you that later on. Alright, let's take a look at Prime. As you can see, I've installed one of the new smokestacks. I just removed the old one. It is on a 5mm port and post connection, and you can just pop in the new one. Very, very nice, and they are Blush compatible, so you can add blast effects there, and you can kind of emulate or simulate that whole scene where he's like, shooting out flames and stuff from the smokestacks, and so I think that is pretty neat that they incorporated that, and so yeah, it's not a bad look at all. Now, regarding the axe, they didn't do anything special for it, but the DNA kit does. However, they did give him the jump blaster, and if you're wondering why I call it the jump blaster, it's because of this. The ye old jump pose, the same one from the G1 movie that they recreate in Transformers 1. I really had a moment when I saw that. And a quick little side note, this position, this pose actually is an homage to Mobile Suit Gundam from back in the day. That's the old stuff. So what do we get with the new stuff? This. We get a new blaster for Megatron, a secondary. Also, he has the jump blaster as well. This is a stand for some of the accessories. A new hip for Megatron. 2 additional faces, 3 faces for Prime, 1 for Opax, an axe, and also there is a pre-order special gift, so you get 2 axes, new forearms entirely, and new fists that you can plug into the new forearms. Hey, really quick with the commercial break from our sponsor, TF Safari, tfsafari.com. Check them out for all of your mecha needs from first, second, third, fourth party. They also do upgrades as well. You're not going to find a lot of sites that cater to different tastes and needs. tfsafari.com, and if you do go there, utilize the codes that you see on the top right corner of the screen and save yourself a little bit of change, man. They are a very reliable vendor. They are out of China. They ship to you in about 2 weeks, super sturdy boxes, and yeah, tfsafari.com. Can't say enough nice things about them, and so thank you so much, TF Safari, for sponsoring this video. Okay, let's start with Prime first, and with that, we're going to install this forearm. It's not difficult per se, but what you're doing is you are spinning this off of its joint, that little mushroom area over here. It will be a little bit difficult to do the first time, and so I'm going to do it off camera and then install the arm there, okay? Okay, I got it off. It's not impossible to do. Just spin and add a little force, but it is difficult to do on camera, and so I apologize for doing that, off shot. So this, we just pop it on. Okay, that went in pretty nicely. Thank you. And so we can see the comparison between the old arm and the new arm. And you can see it's a little bit longer. It has this black stripe, and it also has the fist that has the fingers that open and close. That looks really nice, man. That looks really nice. I didn't know I needed this in my life until I saw this. As far as design goes, it's very similar, but obviously there's no paint on that. Same thing for the back as well. Yeah, and there is paint. And the hand will flip up into the forearm as part of the transformation. But let me show you the other hands that he comes with, and I'll also install the other forearm as well. Okay, here he is with both the forearms installed, and I think that looks great, man. That looks really, really nice. And again, back in the front, they're both painted, and I do like how it goes up and connects to like that black elbow, that connecting that T-post over there. That's really, really nice. For the hands, they are just on ports and posts. I will say what's kind of giving me a little bit of a headache is that these posts are on a swivel because it has to house the transforming mechanism, and so sometimes it'll move on you, but in the event that happens, okay, it didn't happen here, but you can just align the post with the angle and just kind of guide it in, and you shouldn't have any issues. And these are just kind of like wavy jazz hands over here, so that's nice, man. That's nice. He could be like, "Hey, Alita," or "Hey, what is it, Dreadwing? I didn't mean anything, but I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." But yeah, it looks nice. Looks nice. They don't move or anything like that. They are in fixed positions, but pretty cool. And he's like, "Hey, got my nails, dude. Got my nails, dude." But yeah, these are just one type of hands. Now let me show you the other ones. Yeah, he has everyone's favorite finger. You know, this is the Soundwave finger, like eject, 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 or is it? What? And last but not least, he has the closed fist, no port for the blast or anything like that. It's more like the put up your dukes or I'm going to pump you up. Yeah. But that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and those are all of his hands. Actually, there is one more hand, and let me show you that. And it is one other finger, but it is the pointy finger. It is the pointy finger where he gets to point to the North Star. It's over there. I promise it's over there. But yeah, those are all of the hand swaps. Pretty neat. And before we move on to the axes, oh, by the way, before I forget, the forearms totally store naturally when he goes into alt mode, and I'll show you that later. It transforms ever so slightly different, but it's not too different. But yeah, so the blaster, this is almost identical to the 3D printed one, but you can see it's a lot smoother and has a little bit more detail on it, and it has this moving hinge over here, and that is for alt mode, or kind of for alt mode. You'll see later. But that fits very, very nicely, and I think that looks grand. And let me see if I can pose him up properly with this. 1 second. Honestly, I don't think he looks any better or worse because the pose is the pose, but at the same time, I don't know, man. Love that pose. And now let's install the Energon axes. The Energon axe will no longer fit over the fist like the default one. It will just pop into the wrist port. That's pretty cool. And in the wrist port actually allows you to kind of move it up and down. So that's kind of cool, man. And same thing for the other side. Like I said, this is the pre-order gift. If you get yours from TF Safari, I think they still have the ones with the gift as well. And so you can ask about it if not sure. Oh, look at that, dude. The double axe. You guys remember in WWE, they used to call it like the double axe handle or something? I don't know why they called it that, but you could chop up vegetables faster than ever before. But that looks really cool. One looks like it's in candy yellow. And of course, the other one looks like it's in some type of like amber orange. And they're very nice. They both have a lot of cool details and engraving on it. But this one with the blue tint on the end, that looks just excellent. But yeah, man, it just fits on naturally. And now that's out of the way, we can actually move to the head swap. And I think that is really, really cool because it gives them a ton of presence. All right, first, in order to do the head swap, you're going to have to remove the default one. And you can see that it's just kind of pushed in from the back. And so you can kind of tilt it up and just pop it off. And that's not that difficult. And what you're going to do afterward is, hey, what is that? There's a weird little bump on the back of my ball joint over there. Yuck, gross. You're going to pop in the base, the foundation for the new head, which is the back of the head. And so because this will kind of like press down, it will depress. You may want to do it like that and press it in backwards. I found that that works a little bit easier. And you can see that the eyes right there are going to poke through and they're in this nice light blue. And because of that, sometimes there's a little bit of difficulty and you have to push a little extra hard. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the individual face swaps separately on camera. Well, maybe I could do one for you right now, dude. Okay. Here we have the Orion Pax face, right? Just chilling. No mouth guard or anything. Then you're just going to slide that. Oh, that worked out fine. That worked out fine. Neat. Whoops. There he goes. Looks pretty cool, right? Man, it just gives him such a different presence, you know, from the Optimus Prime look. Like he's much more casual. He's not all about business. Let me see if I can actually, because the Megatron faces are way harder to swap. Oh, hey. Yeah, the Megatron faces are way harder to swap out. And this one, it's like, hey, he's smiling like, hey, Alita. No, I'm not the voice from Avengers. I'm not Thor. But yeah, he has the smiling face. That's pretty cool. And then last but not least, okay, this one's going to give me a little bit of trouble. Please, okay. Last but not least, we have the Optimus Prime face. And we can put that on. And he has a standard battle mask. Like, no, why did you do that? Oh, why did you fart? Oh, it's all up in my mask. Oh. But yeah, we have the Optimus Prime face. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And it honestly just looks like the original one, but at the same time, it's cool that there are like swappable gimmicks. I'm not sure which one I prefer. The original one is not bad at all, actually. And so, yeah, totally up to you. But yes, this is your new Optimus Prime Orion Pax. And now I'm going to show you the alt mode and show you how these store and also this as well. Okay, so here he is in the alt mode. As you can see, the new arms are folded up and they're no longer just chilling here holding on to these things. I do wish it transformed a little bit better, and I get this weird feeling that it's, I mean, it rolls fine. It rolls like a champ, rolls fine. But I don't know, man. Something about it makes me feel like it's like leaning forward or something. It's just gonna be my old eyes. This over here, the instructions tell you that it attaches and adheres like this, but it doesn't really adhere versus just kind of hooks on with that grip, that folding up handle. And so I do wish it slotted better in here. Like, I do wish they had made something here so that it could like clamp down on this a little bit better. But nah, it's just this handle kind of closing up on it. And really, that's about it. Not that impressive in my opinion. I think I would have been more impressed had they gotten it to like wedge, because with that handle, oh, see, that's not bad. This is even better. But yeah, I don't know why they have that handle bit in there, but I don't know. I'll probably never use this like this anyway. But yeah, this is him with the new arms integrated into his alt mode. Now we've given Optimus a lot of love, so why don't we traverse to Megipoo? Now, honestly, Megatron doesn't get as much love as Optimus does, in my opinion, in this kit, but he does get this fusion cannon. It's a lot smaller than the 3D printed one, but that's not my main gripe with it. My main gripe is that it's a little bit loose. It's a little bit loose. Yeah, and it's not because the 3D printed one made the port bigger, because this one is still very, very snug, but just on its own, it's a tad bit loose. So you may need to thicken it up using some nail polish or floor polish or whatever it is, right? But yeah, that's just that installed, and it looks good. It looks good. The argument for the 3D printed one that it might be a little bit too big, it might be a little obnoxious, and but yeah, that looks good. He also comes with the secondary that you can pop in over here, and it does kind of resemble the little blasters on the back. But yeah, it just kind of goes there. I do wish, I don't know, like, what am I supposed to do with this now? It's just chilling there. Like, I mean, sure, I could use it on this hand too, but I don't know. But I guess that wouldn't be accurate to lore, right? Because he only had that one fusion cannon over here. But yeah, that's how he looks. New cannon on the right and new cannon on, or new secondary at least, on the left. The big part, the big change, I would say, is the waist. And so, but you be the judge and you tell me whether you think it's worth it or not. And you might be asking yourself, why did they give him a new waist? It seems like such a waist. Anyway, it makes him a little bit taller. It adds this oh my gosh, it adds this extra black rung right over here. It also has a transforming component so that it covers up some hollow areas in alt mode, and I'll show you that. But it is difficult to get the kind of legs off and to get them back on over here. And so I am going to do the majority of it off camera. I will remove the waist because this part is not that difficult. You just kind of spin and get it off. And the new one, you can just kind of get in there. That part is easy. That part is pretty easy. Getting the legs off, troublesome. So I'm going to do that off camera. I'll be right back. All right, it's not necessarily that it's too tight. What it is because of the transformation, there's an extra bend over here. And so while you're pulling it, the leg has a tendency to bend versus this just popping out. But once you got them out, you can coax them in there and they will snap in place. And you can see this extra bit has kind of given them that extra height. I think it looks nice, man. And yeah, nice and tight. And so here we have him. I know it's not that dissimilar from this, but again, it just makes him a little bit taller and adds that extra transformation component, which again, I will show you in the transformation section. And so the last thing that we're going to go over is the head sculpt, or excuse me, the head swap. And so I'll start by just popping the head off. You know what? Give myself a little bit extra clearance so you can move the chest out of the way so you can kind of get your hands in there. Then you can whoop, boop. I was trying to do boop, but it was like whoop, boop. Just pop that off, and then I'll get the other head parts and we'll install it. Okay, and similar to Prime, the base, the foundation is going to be the back of the head. And so we're just going to pop that in there. And that works well. That works fine enough. These bits, it's a little difficult in my opinion. And I've had to use kind of spudgers to kind of remove them once I've gotten it on there. But considering that I'm only probably going to do this once, I'm going to get the yelling face in there, in the burn it down, that face. So we're just going to get that in there. We're going to push it in. Yeah, to even get it to go in the first time, it took a little bit of difficulty. It was a little difficult, but I think that looks good, man. Wow, really kind of gives him the rage emotion, you know? And if that just kind of worked a little bit better, we could have him raising his hand. Burn it down, even though I'm wearing oven mitts. Yo, the oven mitts get me, dude. Then we'll add the secondary. Oh, hold on for a second, dude. My work messenger went off. Give me a sec. That was my Slack message going off after work, but hey, an important message is an important message. But now that I've dealt with that, let me transform him into tank mode so that I can show you how this kind of functions differently from the standard mode. All right, here we have him transformed, and pretty much it's the same. The only difference is, like I said, this bit over here. And so also I was going to say, because this adds another ridge and makes him a little bit higher, the legs have a separate hinge that kind of allows them to sit back so that everything still fits. And it fits very, very nice. And then finally, this bit is just going to close up this area. Now, does that add a ton? Because normally when you're looking at the tank, you would just kind of see this part. I would say no, but still it is there. And that's probably maybe the most significant change that they provided with regard to the overall toy. And this will just kind of plop in here. Again, the fit could be a little bit tighter. I'm a little bit disappointed because DNA typically has really, really strong, solid fits. But at the same time, not all Megatrons are produced from the same factory. So they may have used a baseline Megatron that's a little bit different from mine. Hey, got some scuffs over here. Maybe that was a little bit different from mine, okay? And so, yeah, so this is how he looks. And then, of course, we have the secondary fire. We can just put that right there. And then, of course, we have all these other bits. And if you wanted, sure, why not? We can adorn it at the top for some extra boom, 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 boom. Then we can have this over here for some additional boom, boom, boom. And that's not bad. I actually like this a lot. It's just like a super duper armored tank mode. And yeah, that is not too bad. And last but not least, we have the stand, and it actually has a place for the original Energon axe, so that's kind of cool. You got one for the new one, a couple of ports where you can add the hands, and also a little holder for the new blaster as well, the jump blaster. And so now, having seen all of that, what do you guys think of this kit? Is it for you? Is it not? And do you like the 3D printed one or this one better? Yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And so that's about it. I appreciate y'all watching, and I will talk to y'all soon. Boom, 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 boom.